Hi folks, welcome again to the World Cup. So we are straight into another game, and we have Germany playing against Spain. So you've seen a lot of games from Team Spain on Raps's channel if you were interested in that, and this one I don't think is being streamed, so we'll have a look. But more than Spain, who is already out, is Germany is interesting here because they need first of all to win here, and then I think actually this alone might be enough because of the way the draw has worked out. So Greece and USA play each other, and so Germany need a win, and I believe they won the first 4 games of this matchup. Yeah, 20-0 here. So they just need another win in the other 4, and the next game to be played is this one between Lennart and Alvaro. So Knights of the Hollow Hill against Kings of Winter, and the previous game I covered only just finished, so we don't have time to have a look at this in detail. Just 30 seconds or so. So the Knights of the Hollow Hill is a reset deck with a bunch of draw that everyone knows very well, I'm sure, at this point. So if the game goes long, that deck is going to win. And this is going to be more choke stuff, right? So Botley Cruise and Night Flyers and the Winter Plots. So it will need to it will need to get the choke immediately, otherwise with no political disaster and Hollow Hill providing gold by itself, Martell will survive, and then will be difficult. So I think we'll know quite quickly. Now let me just move these to on the other screen, and this is from the previous game. Okay, and the game has started, so let's immediately have a look. And this is round 1, so no setup for Knights of the Hollow Hill, and just marshalling the economy now and opening the long plan, so you can keep the gold if you do nothing with it. And the other side that has just discarded Varys, so yeah, Last of the Giants into Varys is a common play, but now you can feel confident that there isn't another copy. So the Greyjoy deck opens with Winter Reserves, as is quite common. Get some characters including Asha, who can then start finding answers for the Martell reset plans. And yeah, Greyjoy is just going for the challenges, so giving away the gold for the long plan, but no use playing conservatively and going slow here, because the Knights of the Hollow Hill has advantage in the long game, always, almost against any deck, so you push the advantage while you have it. And what do we have here? Bale or Black Tide. Each opponent cannot play copies of events that are in his or her discard pile, and just briefly, when I showed you the deck, I can tell you, so there's 23 events in the Martell deck, and a lot of those have more than one copy, most of them. So while Baylor is in play, it completely blocks the event's game plan once they find themselves in the discard pile. But can be killed, of course. So we have Morgulis, we have the Stranger. Sometimes Martell will play a long plan into the Stranger, but Stranger only works if there's characters on both sides. So now it could be long plan into Morgulis, or could be long plan into draw. Put some more stuff in play and then play a reset. Problem is that she is duped, and yeah, Meister Kerwin is in play, so you have 2 saves basically, And we have 3 copies of He Calls It Thinking that can cancel. What can it cancel? Certainly it can cancel Curvin. Can it cancel the reason as well? Non-agenda, non-plot. Yeah, can cancel events, so can't just count on the saves against this particular deck. But the dupe will work, so Asha will survive if Morghulis is played. And she's alright, and there's going to be 5 cards, so we are at the point where Alvaro has to discard for reserve. And then what do you play? You could play Nothing Burns because there's no locations, and you would get rid of Water Gardens. And discarding Risen, that's interesting against this deck. Yeah, Lennart surprised as well. So either there's more than one, or just giving up on the plan to save anything. So Nothing Burns the other Wind Reserve, yeah, to have more gold on the other plots. Also looking at First Snow, which at some point could be tough for Martell, because after the resets go through, Martell likes to play characters like this Greenblood Trader to get some kind of board, and First Snow can stop them if they have some bad luck with what characters are drawn. Of course, they have answers. They have the Dornish Spies and the Shadow City Bastards with Ambush, and some characters above for cost. So it's not the reset, it's counting coppers. It's just going to dig for more cards before playing the resets. Maybe try to get some kind of at least a 2-coster in play to play the Stranger. Super safe, but can be marched. What's the card in Shadows? Can we assume it's Nightflyer, or is there another one? There is also Grey Ghost. Pinch as well. Just look at the gold here. Imagine having Botley Cruise and then opponent collects 17. Can have all 3 in play, and it's still 14 gold after all of that. Now what to do with all of this gold? If you're going to Morghulis yourself, or play the Stranger, and you're only really looking for one character on the board, then what do you do with the other ones? And if you just marshal stuff, if you marshal a board here, then what good is that reset? So the cards that would be ideal would be Dorn, I think, and Lysa Erin and stuff like that. So we have Begging Brother, can cancel the save and can cancel Asha. Now Venomous Blade, also always a good card. Only 1 copy. Most of these decks I think play 1 copy, but they always seem to get it eventually and then just goes crazy on the opponent's board. And yeah, the Escort, so he's quite good if Varys is played. So maybe another Varys was drawn. Or maybe there were 2 all along, and maybe Last of the Giants was missing. And with this gold you could always also just marshal him. Not a big deal to marshal him. And if he triggers, then you can march Asha, right? So that's why I said she's safe, but can be marched. And yeah, if you pick cost 2 for the stranger, suddenly there's 3 characters going away and leaves only 2 in play, and then you're quite close to that marched play. I know some people are annoyed by how efficient this Martell deck is at what it's planning to do. Almost always seems to happen to a large extent, unless it's some form of extreme rush that beats it before it can push all the resets through. But we'll see if it's successful this time. So there's not a big discard pile for Asha to dig out of. Well, dig out of to. She searches your own deck, of course, but you need a big discard pile to give yourself options. 10 gold. No long plan, so there's gotta be some kind of plan to spend it. And yeah, very happy to see this in the discard pile for Baylor, I think. Killing the 2-coster. So now the stranger would choose Begging Brother, and Lennart would choose cost 2. There's no cost 3 here, yeah, so not great. And not using Asha on the Intrigue challenge. So this can now be defended if there's something to protect in hand. Also, we have to remember that there is 3 copies of Vengeance and 2 Burning on the Sand. There's likely something in hand, but again, when you play one, Baylor stops the others. Here we go. 2 Tions would have been useful to have both in play and duped. And now the Martell deck has basically done what it wanted, right? Get rid of the hand, and now it can start resetting. And if there's Varys, that would be... I think that would be game winning right there, but if there's no Varys, then the work is slightly harder. Now let's see what the draw options are for Greyjoy. Nothing in the plots, unfortunately. And Asha left there standing and hasn't triggered this round. She might defend Intrigue if she can, if there's a Drowned God Fanatic in hand. But then a single Dornish Spy could ruin that plan, right? So here we go. Doing power. But threatening other challenges as well because of the 8 gold. So let's see if Alvar defends. Because he does want to stay ahead on power, of course. Now what's coming here? Just cancels the search. So Asha wins on defense, cancels the search, and this will now try to get rid of a card. Okay, not the cancel. Of course, there is this. So, what am I talking about? Fanatic wouldn't have done anything. And this is a nice hit because he can, assuming he doesn't keep getting cancelled, he can get you some board presence after the resets to when he takes stuff out of the opponent's discard pile. Okay, spare gold brings out Nightflyer to get rid of the Water Gardens, and now let's see. Anything else in the dominance phase? Or are we going into a reset? Okay, no Varys and 5 gold left, and let's call that 5 gold wasted because it wasn't spent. Not a stranger, but Morgulis. Hikazi thinking can be played, so Kerwin will be cancelled. Reason, if it's the last card, won't be cancelled. Well, the hand's judgment could still get it, of course. So, Dupe Tasha still survives, and now the plan is not to let her get March. So there will be Winter Festival triggering, unless it's cancelled by... what's the cancel for the plots? Summon? No summon always dies in the deck, so that will be triggering. And you need some characters so that she's not left alone to be marched. Yes, that's alright. And this could be Grey Ghost or could be another Nightflyer. And he could grab the Water Gardens for what it's worth. If you grab Dorn, that would be even nicer. So, lots of cards in hand, decent gold, still enough to ruin Greyjoy's game if there's a Dornish Spy to take one icon and Arya Hotach to take someone out of the challenge, or some kind of Last of the Giants into Jaqen Hagar or Lysa Erin, or just Varys again to get rid of the Dope March, the other one. They're both 7 costers as well, so the Stranger would have been fantastic, but there's nothing on the other side, so... Interesting. Maybe marshalling some characters here and then going for the Stranger. Kill Euron and get the dupe of Asha. Would have been alright too. The question is there pressure here for Lennart, or does he have time to play around a bit? And discarding Last of the Giants for intrigue, and then Lysa for the pillage, and he takes economy, which also makes complete sense. So Lennart has let Alvar do the challenges, and he has nothing, it seems. And Asha was able to find a card this time, and if it's the Fanatic, and again there's nothing in dominance, so again just carrying through all the gold with nothing being marshaled or played, and not even bothering with lay waste. Can't get non-limited cards, so, and you don't want to get rid of Nightflyer. So marched to get one of them, okay. And barring the gates will now force Lennart to put stuff into play normally. Otherwise it will be unopposed again from the other side, and yeah, now we are getting close. The neutral saw is still alive, but Lysa is gone. She's been pillaged and pillaged. 2 copies of Varys. Jack Hagar still in the deck. Make the Mighty as well. And Vex being marshal. Now does Alvaro bother with Bestow? I know that most Greyjoy decks just go for the icons here, for the cheap icons, and Bestow doesn't really come up that often, but looking at the deck with open deck lists, you can kind of tell that you have a decent chance if you bestow 2 on him. And Fanatic just marshal this time, slightly dangerous, but having characters to threaten the unopposed challengers, of course, makes complete sense this round. Although cancelling her with him would have been great as well. Seven gold left, and this time no ambush even possible with barring, so again it's either going to waste or maybe a vengeance or something can be played now that Baylor is gone. And completely expected, takes the power icon to make sure Greyjoy can't push the challenge that matters the most through here. Well, even if you play your events to mess with claim, it's still unopposed. So that's one for intrigue, and there will be another one for military. That will be 11 power, but then that's not quite enough. And doing it with Asha here, so leaving her standing would have tied dominance, but completely understandable that he wants the draw instead here. Okay, and okay, that changes things quite a bit now, because Vengeance killing the Fanatic doesn't matter that much, but keeping her in play does matter, because she has the power icon, and now she can strike back, and yeah, it's not even going to be 11, it's just going to be 10 and 6 on the other side after dominance, and that's still pretty close. And now we have to look at what the other plots are. So Martell is a plot ahead, having played Behest. So 2 plots remaining are the Stranger and what's the last one? Another Counting Coppers. So even more draw. And the Greyjoy's options here. First Snow is still in the deck. There is also Morgulis. And the last one is Nothing Burns, but that's not doing any work until Dorn is in play. So I think it's dangerous, but you could go for Snow. And searching a good portion of the deck, so whatever was found has to be useful at this point, right? Now for snow, with going first, you get 3 gold plus 2 from the 2 wind reserves. That's 5, you have 6 and 7, so it would just about be enough to marshal a bale on Greyjoy. Get your extra character with his ability. Alright, nothing burns. So maybe there is the second Night Flyer against counting coppers. So there were a lot of rounds where Lennart had a bunch of gold and did nothing with it, so I wonder, he had some bad luck here or something, because we have 2 Last of the Giants gone, we have Lysa gone, we have Varys gone. So there was never, it seems never an opportunity to play some kind of Last of the Giants into Juken Hagar or something like that. And yeah, goes for even more cards, the full 5 here with Secret Schemes. One Dead Fanatic. So still 2 to be used. That's a good cancel to have against her. Alright, Iron Throne. Now you need 4 gold, right, for the Dornish Spy, so 3 gold left. And we have a Balon. Well, we have a Euron. Yeah, and this needs answering. Now the last plot is going to be the Stranger, so that would take would kill Euron, take the dupe, and kill Nymeria, I guess, on the other side, and Alvar would play first now, I'm guessing. Okay, is it worth doing anything on defense here? Yeah, goes for the win here with Vex Spike. And now does she take an icon to be able to oppose, or does she take an icon to attack? Problem is that she can be stealthed by Asha. Ten cards in hand. If we assume there is nothing useful, then Maiden's Bane is just going to keep standing her, right? And she will draw 3 cards from that, searching a good portion of the deck, and I don't think Martell can then win from there. She will surely find the reason as well. But if there is an answer and it stops anything great being done in the challenger's phase here, then it's still very interesting. Takes an icon from Asha and attacks now. Will Euron defend? He will. Wins on defense and takes the Water Gardens. Okay, cancelled. Was there anything else? No. Interesting. Because thinking to cancel that, even though there's not really a location that does a lot for Greyjoy, and the next lot is the Stranger, and if she does a challenge, which she should, then I think she will dig for reasons, and Hikazi thinking would have blocked that. Now how about those vengeances again? Not really that important, right? Because just kills Vex Spike. Okay. One for his Viper Eyes, the other for Bastard Daughter. And cancelling the stand. But she still gets to do one search, right? If you cancel the search instead, then she would just do another challenge. So okay, Lennart has done alright to keep it on 12 here, but Asha did just take basically, yeah, she looked at 18 cards out of 38, so. And getting a Fanatic to do another challenge, alright. Yeah, that's also pretty good play. And now, if it's first now against the Stranger, he will be going back to hand to be triggered again, which is also not bad. And Dominus for Lennart. Now does he have anything this time? Again, he's kept 3 gold, so can't imagine there's not a Green Blood Trader or something in hand just to be able to oppose another challenge, or even the escorts are available right from the discard pile. Problem is the last lot is the Stranger, so if you play Varys here, it's not doing anything. And takes Maiden's Bane out with Lay Waste. And I think that's just going to be replaced with Econ again, right? Or a Bodyguard. There's a copy of Bodyguard, so oof, that's that hasn't worked out. And now I think those, he calls it thinking, are just gone, right? How many are there? In the discard pile, 2 in the discard pile. Now all 3 in the discard pile, so yeah. So now both are going to be saved against the stranger. Lennart missed it. Well, Lennart is a former world champion, and the world championship at the time was played with open deck lists, or not exactly open deck lists, but players were given the opponent's deck to read just before the game for a couple of minutes, so you couldn't look at it all the time like you can here playing online. Obviously you can just print it out or have it open on ThronesDB if you like, so you should be able to constantly keep an eye on it, but yeah, on that occasion you had to study it and then get a good plan in your head what you're going to do, and I think Lennart was very good at that. But on this occasion he just missed the bodyguard, and that, well, the game wasn't going well, let's be honest, but that could be game losing now. But if Euron was dead here, and then you had Dornish Spy and Aryo Hotach in hand or something against Asha, you could block her, right? Nah, no character marshals, so she would be left alone with Drowned God Fanatic in hand after first snow, and Euron would be dead, so... Yeah, not enough. He could have had some ambush to target the icons, but yeah, doesn't have it on this occasion. So pretty close still, even though he never managed to destroy the board. Got to 7 power and yeah, needed a little bit more to kill them off, all of them. But a lot of wasted rounds were just never had any tricks, and yeah, didn't oppose enough. There must have been some kind of so how many characters are there in the deck? 22. Okay, so there is a chance there wasn't a bunch of charts in hand just to oppose challenges, but there was this escort that he could have marshaled at least. So yeah, that's one for Catalonia, and that means Germany has not done it yet. So they have 3 games left and they need a win, otherwise they're not going through. And if they do win, I think they make it through, because their rivals for the cut play each other and can't all get maximum points. So, but we'll keep an eye on that over the weekend. We'll let you know once we're closer to these pairings being decided. So that's it for this one, and let's say our goodbyes, because there's a chance we might be able to catch the Norway game, but maybe if it's already started, then not. But let's have a look anyway. So thanks for joining me on this one, and see you next time.